At exactly 8 a.m., every phone on Earth lit up at the same time. No ringtone, no vibration, just one notification. The sender's name was different on every phone, but everyone recognized it immediately. It was their own name. Underneath it were 4 words, "Sent from your future." At first, people thought it was a prank. Then they opened the messages. One woman received 3 words, "Don't board flight 702. A teenager read, "Tell dad the truth tonight." A billionaire received, "Sell everything before 9/17. And somewhere inside a small apartment, one man stared at a message that simply said, "Whatever happens, don't reply." Within minutes, the entire world stopped. People posted screenshots online. News stations interrupted every program. Millions of messages were different, but every single one contained information that only the receiver could understand. Private memories, childhood secrets, names they had never told anyone, things no hacker could possibly know. This was real. Every human had received one message from their future self, and suddenly everyone wanted to know the same thing. Should they trust it? At first, the messages looked like miracles. A man was told where to find his missing daughter. A woman received the exact name of the doctor who would save her life. Thousands of people were warned about accidents before they happened. Some messages contained lottery numbers. Others predicted stock prices. By 8:30 a.m., millions of people were trying to buy the same companies. Markets exploded. Trading systems crashed. Banks froze accounts. Governments shut down stock exchanges across the world. Because when everyone knows the future becomes impossible to control. But money was only the beginning. Some people received messages about their relationships. "Don't marry him. She will leave you in 6 years. Your best friend is lying. Your brother already knows." Couples began checking each other's phones. Families demanded to see the messages. Friends who had trusted each other
for decades suddenly became strangers, and those who refused to share their message looked even more suspicious, because what could be so terrible that they needed to hide it? Then came the messages about death. "You have 11 days.
Do not leave your house on Friday. Your heart stops at 3:42 p.m. Hospitals filled with perfectly healthy people. Emergency lines collapsed. Some people refused to eat. Others refused to sleep. Thousands locked themselves inside their homes, believing that if they never move, the prediction could never happen. But a warning about the future creates a dangerous problem. The moment you read it, you begin changing it. Imagine your future self tells you not to drive tomorrow, so you stay home. But because you stayed home, the accident never happens. And if the accident never happens, why would your future self send the warning? Maybe the message saved you, or maybe the message created an entirely new future. No one knew which one was true. Governments formed emergency teams to study the messages. Police departments asked citizens to report future crimes. Some people received names of future killers. Others received locations of attacks that had not happened yet. But could someone be arrested for a crime they had not committed? And what if accusing them was the exact event that pushed them toward committing it? Soon the messages were no longer treated as advice. They became evidence. Employers fired workers because of future warnings. Parents separated children from friends. People attacked strangers whose names appeared on their screens. All because a future version of themselves had typed a few words. And then people noticed something strange. Many of the predictions were coming true, but not in the way anyone expected. A man received the message, "Your wife will leave because you cannot trust her." Terrified, he began watching her every move. He checked her phone, followed her outside, questioned everything she said. 3 weeks later, she left him, not because she had planned to, but because the message made him destroy the relationship himself. Another woman received, "Do not enter the building at noon." She arrived early to warn everyone. The crowd panicked. People rushed toward the exit, and the stampede caused the disaster she had been trying to prevent. The messages were not simply predicting the future, some of them were creating it. Meanwhile, the man inside the small apartment was still staring at his phone. Whatever happens, don't reply. Every message had a reply button, but no one knew what would happen if they pressed it. Across the world, people began typing questions. Do I survive? Who should I trust? Tell me what happens next. Most replies disappeared without an answer, but the man could not stop thinking. Why would his future self warn him not to reply? What was so dangerous about sending one message back? Finally he typed, "Why?" For several seconds nothing happened. Then every phone on Earth lit up again. A second notification appeared. This time everyone received the exact same message. You were never supposed to answer. Phones began shutting down. Satellites lost connection. Power grids started failing. And on the man's screen one final sentence appeared. We didn't message you to save your future. We messaged you to save ours. That was when humanity finally understood. The future selves were not neutral observers. They were people fighting to protect the world in which they already existed. Every warning, every name, and every prediction was designed to push the present toward one specific timeline. Their timeline. Because if the present made different choices, some future relationships would disappear, some children would never be born, some people would lose their power, and millions of future lives might never exist at all. The messages were not gifts. They were instructions, sent by a future that was terrified of being erased. So here is the real question. If you received one message from your future self tomorrow morning, would you follow it, or would you make sure that future never happens? And before you answer, remember this. The person sending the message may look like you. They may know everything about you, but after years of different choices, losses, and regrets, are they still really you? Or are they just another stranger, trying to control your life?